Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein might be out of a job. Bill Cosby faces sentencing in Pennsylvania, and Oklahoma's gubernatorial candidates are set to square off in debate. This is OU Nightly.
Hello and thank you for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Sam Brown.
And I'm Ashley Eddy. We begin tonight with a war of words in Washington all over the Supreme Court nominee and the women who have accused him of sexual assaults.
Austin Hernandez has the latest on that and other breaking national news from the News Center.
Sam and Ashley, over the weekend, another woman came forward accusing Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct while they were college students at Yale. As a result, both Republicans and Democrats spent the day loudly proclaiming what they think should happen now.
The message that we need to send to our colleagues is there is simply no way in good conscience, no way that the United States Senate can vote on this nomination of Brett Kavanaugh without a full, fair investigation and without an opportunity to be heard for these sexual assault survivors.
All of these facts are quite clearly on one side. Maybe that's why the Democrats are so panicked. Maybe that's why they're so willing to try to bring down this nominee.
We also know that President Trump has pledged his full support of Kavanaugh and that the first accuser, Christine Ford, has said she will meet with senators one-on-one later this week. More big news out of Washington. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein says he thinks he's about to be fired. This comes after the New York Times published a report on Friday claiming Rosenstein openly speculated about wearing a wire to record President Trump and created the idea of building support within administration to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office. Rosenstein visited the White House this morning and is set to meet with the president on Thursday. And we will soon know the fate of America's dad, Bill Cosby, as the sentencing portion of his trial began today. Cosby was found guilty in April of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting a woman in 2004. He could face up to 10 years in prison for each count. Prosecutors are asking for at least 5 years. And the Dallas police officer who said she was confused when she shot and killed her neighbor in his home was fired by the department today. Back to you on the studio.
All right, thank you, Austin. Oklahoma gubernatorial candidates Drew Edmondson and Kevin Stitt are set to square off in a debate tonight. Republican nominee Stitt is making his first run for office and defeated former OKC Mayor Mick Cornett in an August runoff. Meanwhile, Democratic nominee Edmondson was the Attorney General in Oklahoma from 1995 to 2011. Medical marijuana, education, and the state's incarceration rate are expected to be some of the issues the two candidates will discuss. The debate is tonight at 6:30 at the Oklahoma Museum of Art.
Since classes began here at OU about a month ago, Cross neighborhood has been a hot-button issue for residents and management alike. OU Nightly's Jantzen McGhee went inside Cross to take a look at the conditions that prompted action.
Cheap furniture, leaky ceilings, and empty courtyards. All a day in the life of a Cross resident.
The rooms don't seem to live up to the expectations nor the price. The shower heads are like very low pressure, they squeal. When I first moved in, my drawers didn't pull all the way out. They like ran into my desk.
Cross residents have reached a breaking point when it comes to living conditions, resulting in a petition issued to OU and Cross management company Balfour Beatty. Despite the headache the construction and absent amenities have caused, Cross residents still have hope for the rest of the 2018-2019 academic year.
I don't know if anyone's actually tried it yet because we're all kind of freaked out, and also because Cross, if it's finished, would probably be a nice place to live, assuming it works and stuff, and we believe in it. We want to see it finished, we want to see it great, but we're not getting it, and so we would like some compensation to accommodate for that.
But for now, all eyes are on OU and Balfour Beatty. It's been a month since classes have started and students who moved in, and now a petition has been signed. While students wait for a reply, Cross restaurants remain closed, and students must deal with less than promised living conditions. Jantzen McGhee, OU Nightly.
OU and Balfour Beatty are expected to respond to the students' petition later this week.
Despite being a few months into his term, President Gallagly says he is still finding inefficiencies and waste in OU's finances. Gallagly said the university's debt is over $1 billion, and OU is projected to have $14.5 million in operating losses for the current fiscal year. Gallagly also mentioned the 2 residential colleges as part of the issue, which factored in the decision to build the Cross luxury apartments. Headington and Dunham colleges have a combined occupancy rate of 63% and will cost the university $2.3 million this year. All right, Ashley, it's not been a pretty day outside, I'm not going to lie. We saw some rain, we saw some fog, we saw even a little mugginess, just not nice.
It's very weird, right,
Yeah.
Sam? Jordan, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right. You've seen it's been muggy, you've seen the drizzle all across the area. But right now, First National Bank Cam is not looking too bad. We can actually see conditions are starting to dry out, which is some good news there. So First National Bank is not looking bad at all. The satellite so far is not too bad, but you can see the clouds are finally starting to clear out. And temperatures right now, we're sitting in the upper 80s and 90s where there's been sun, and the 70s where there hasn't. So we'll be cooling out some tonight. We have another cold front on the way, and the rains and storms will be returning. I'll have more coming up, but for now, back to you guys.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, one of Norman's oldest liquor stores is shutting its doors. Find out what the owner has in store for the building's future.
And the annual Oklahoma Festival Ballet is back for a second run of performances. Hear from one of the dancers next.
Welcome back. A historic Norman liquor store, Switzer Wine and Spirits on Lindsay Street, is getting an upgrade. OU Nightly's Baylee Bates gives us a look on what's next for the corner of Lindsay and Lahoma.
A landmark staple on Lindsay Street shocked residents with its vacancy, but it won't be empty for long. Switzer Wine and Spirits, a historic landmark on Norman's busiest street for almost 60 years, closed its doors in May. But now, the owner has a new vision for the property.
We wanted a place where, when you need a bottle of vodka, that's where you go. And when you want to take your laptop and study in between classes and grab a wonderful cup of coffee or an amazing cup of tea, this is where you go.
Anthony Campani, the owner of the popular Switzer Wine and Spirits, has had a forward vision for developments in Norman for years. Benvenuti's, Volare, all well-known unique cuisines in Norman that Campani is responsible for. And now, his next vision, Press and Plow.
Campani believes that Press and Plow will become a place that Norman has never seen before, a place to get your groceries, but also your liquor needs, all just a few blocks from campus.
But if they turn Switzer's liquor into both a liquor store and a grocery store, it adds a whole new value to that prime real estate that they have on campus with people walking to and from class.
Construction to tear down the current building is scheduled to begin in the coming weeks. Campani says Press and Plow will be open within the next year. Baylee Bates, OU Nightly.
Campani was not ready to reveal the blueprints for the building, but he already has one Press and Plow open on Tecumseh. And the Oklahoma Festival Ballet is continuing into their second week of production. Olivia Whitehead joins us now with one of the ballet's dancers. Olivia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Katie Wolf, a dance major here at OU. Okay, so Katie, you're going on to your third year performing in the Oklahoma Festival Ballet, and I know this is an annual event, so can you tell me a little bit about the production?
So Oklahoma Festival Ballet is our resident company here at OU. There are about 40 dancers, and we have a modern company and a ballet company. And this year we are performing 6 performances for Oklahoma Festival Ballet.
Okay, perfect. And I know this year's theme is a tribute to Maya Angelou's poem, Still I Rise. So can you tell me a little bit about what inspired y'all to do this theme?
So our director, Michael Bearden, he knew the choreographer, Amy Hall Garner, and it kind of just all fell into place. It just seems like now is a really pertinent time for diversity, especially in the arts. And it is also the 40th anniversary of the poem Still I Rise, and so we wanted to do a little something to celebrate that, and the piece was born.
Yeah, as well as like Amy Hall, you have a bunch of other pieces, including the father of American ballet, George Balanchine. So can you tell me a little bit more about the pieces that you guys have?
So the show opens with Concerto Barocco, which was choreographed by George Balanchine for New York City Ballet. And it is a piece with 8 core female dancers and 2 principals and 1 male dancer. And it is a whirlwind. It is exhausting and fun and beautiful, set to box music. So that is the first piece. And then the second piece is entitled Les Noces, and it is about a Russian wedding, an arranged marriage. And it was choreographed originally by Nijinsky and then by Neelis Martins, who came and set it on our piece last spring.
Okay.
And so that's the first act. And then the second act is Lickety Split, which is choreographed by Alejandro Cerruto, who was the resident choreographer for Hubbard Street Dance Chicago. And it's just more of like a contemporary, fun piece. And then the show ends with I Rise by Amy Hall Garner.
Very nice. Okay. Well, I know this is going to the second week of the performance, so can you tell me the dates for this upcoming week?
So we have a performance Thursday night at 8 p.m. in the Brackett Theater, and then Friday night at 8 p.m., and then the last show is Sunday at 3 p.m.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck to you this weekend.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Olivia, and thank you to Katie. The Cleveland County Sheriff's Office is launching a community advisory board, the first of its kind in the state of Oklahoma. The board will be giving input on jail operations, recommendations for improvement, and communicating with the public. 9 people from different parts of Cleveland County representing a variety of ages, genders, races, and vocations make up the group. Sheriff Todd Gibson says the board brings an extra set of eyes to increase their transparency as an organization. This is the 4th advisory board in Oklahoma, but the first on jail operations, and it officially launches this Thursday.
One family gives a big gift to the OU ROTC program. Find out who will impact the most coming up.
And Jordan Overton is standing by with more on the cold front approaching the Sooner State.
That's right, the cold front is on the way. I'll have details of when it'll arrive after the break. Welcome back to Ignite. I'm Jordan over from Extra Weather. So we can see conditions are finally starting to clear out. We can actually see that the sun is starting to peek through the clouds a little bit, which is some good news. We had the drizzle this morning. We'll see the clouds move back in just a little bit for tonight. Maybe some patchy fog to our south, but otherwise it's looking pretty good. We're turning our attention to this system right here, this cold front off to our northwest. That's going to be moving in our direction as we go throughout tomorrow, then into Wednesday, and then into Thursday. So let's time this thing out. Here comes the front. And there it is right there, off to our northwest. You can see it. So here we go, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. You can notice those blue arrows right there. That's that cooler air coming in with the front. So we have 70s behind it. Here comes the front. Tomorrow it'll reach the upper 80s. And then watch what happens. That cool air comes in to settle in. 60 degrees for Wednesday morning, a chilly start. You might think that might be a little cool. Why don't we go into Thursday? How about 51 degrees? What do you think of that? That's going to be some fall conditions right there. A chilly start here Thursday morning. We'll be seeing that. And then we kind of start to warm up into the 70s, maybe 75 degrees for Thursday afternoon. But otherwise, fall is on the way. So rain chances with this cold front mainly going to be confined to our southwestern portions of the state. A few rumbles of thunder with that, but not expecting any widespread severe weather with this. Now, right now, though, conditions 74 degrees, southeast winds, dew point of 69, just still a little bit muggy out there. We go into tonight, 63 degrees. Now, tomorrow, we're going to see us warm up. We're going to warm back up into the 80s, 85 degrees for tomorrow evening. But then there's that front, and you can see that front comes through and it starts to cool things off. So our 7-day forecast, again, mostly clear. The cold front comes through. There's that chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. But then look at that, 51 degrees to start off Thursday morning. But then pleasant conditions after that.
It's going to start getting low later this week.
It's getting lower.
Yeah.
Fall's
I
here.
like it. Thank you, Jordan. At the OU versus Army game on Saturday, it was announced that a family donated $20 million to the OU ROTC program in celebration of its centennial this year. The funds will go towards the Army, Navy, and Air Force Division of the university's ROTC program. The $20 million will account for both building renovations and a scholarship endowment for OU ROTC members.
Personally, I think about kids that are freshmen in high school right now. Maybe don't know that they're going to be en route to the OU Army ROTC program, but this gift is going to affect their lives in 4 years as they arrive at the college level. So this gift is going to reach forward and backwards.
The renovations are set to include the OU Armory as well as the Air Force ROTC program that is located on the 4th floor of OU's Cates Center.
All right, Ashley, it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't pretty, and it was very nerve-wracking.
Very.
But OU beat Army and stayed undefeated. Kelsea Bickerstaff has more on Saturday's thrilling game.
Yeah, Saturday's game was quite the emotional roller coaster, and a former Sooner gets a starting position. Sports is next. Emotions were high this weekend as the Sooners hosted Army for the first time since 1961. The first night game of the season came with some excitement. Oklahoma and Army finished tied 21-21 at the end of regulation. CeeDee Lamb caught the game-winning touchdown in overtime. This put a cap on the emotions of a wild game. Our game day reporters look back on the epic battle.
What on earth just happened?
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. No clue.
That was chaos, I think. If I were to label it, it would be chaos.
There's no other way to put it. I mean, an incredible night, but that was unlike any game I think I've ever seen.
An unbelievable atmosphere turns into one heck of a football game. And I think there's a lot that can stand out in this football game, but Sam, what stood out to you and why?
The run defense. The run defense stood out to me because it was really the only thing that the Sooners had to get right to come out on top in this one. And they didn't for much of the game. It was more of the same. You're just sitting up in the press box and you're watching Army pick up 3 yards a carry, and they don't care because it's 4-down territory for them. It always is. So they always just keep picking up the first down, and you're wondering, when is this defense going to get a stop? The secondary was decent when it was called on, but the run defense was nowhere to be found for much of the game.
I think for me, what really stood out was sort of the anxious environment that started to emerge as the game went on. You felt the tension in the stands. You felt it on the sidelines. This team thought, are we really going to lose to Army? These fans are like,
at home?
Are
at home
really
again?
Going to lose to Army at home?
Yeah.
All right, for Sam Brown, I'm Collin Kennedy. Make sure you keep it with OU Nightly and OUNightly.com for all Sooner football action.
For more on Saturday night's thriller, be sure to check out Sooner Sports Pad tonight. Lauren Linville is here with a preview. Lauren?
Hey, Kelsey, we will relive plenty from that battle with Army tonight, so don't miss it. Josh Calloway and I will give you our Sooner MVPs. We'll also debate how many wins the Browns will pick up now that Baker Mayfield is their starter. And we'll meet tennis star Jake Van Emberg. We're live on Fox Sports Oklahoma, and if you miss it, we will re-air the episode tomorrow night right here on OU TV after this newscast. Back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. The Browns have a new quarterback. This morning, Baker Mayfield was named QB1 and will start Week 4 against the Oakland Raiders. Mayfield made his regular season debut last Thursday against the New York Jets, giving Cleveland their first win since 2016. And the Browns aren't the only ones who haven't won in a while. Sunday afternoon, Tiger Woods had his first PGA Tour win in 5 years. Some say Tiger was bigger than an NFL Sunday, and his tournament win silenced several talking heads. After his win in the Tour Championship, fans hope to see Tiger take home a major for the first time in a while. We all know the NFL is soft right now, but maybe it's as soft as a pillow. With plenty of controversy surrounding the roughing the passer rule, a couple of Green Bay fans made their own example of the questionable call. After he tackled her, he promptly placed a pillow under her head to make sure she was comfortable. And guys, with everything that's going on with the NFL lately, I'm just glad someone found a way to make some fun with it.
There's always that one person out there,
yeah.
the one person that takes the serious joke and makes it a joke, exactly.
Exactly.
So, thank you,
I
Kelsey.
like it. Thank you so much. And they're slithery and they're slimy, and some have 2 heads. Find out what rare reptile was found in someone's backyard.
I'm McKenzie Gladney at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Just moments ago, President Trump and South Korean President Moon signed a deal that Trump calls historic. Moon says companies from both countries will be able to do business under more stable conditions. Also, just in this afternoon, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is vowing not to withdraw his nomination. The first woman who accused him of sexual misconduct is set to meet with senators on Thursday. For the latest news, follow OU Nightly on social media. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie. Now, a snake with 1 head is scary enough. But how about a snake with 2 heads? This rare 2-headed copperhead snake was found in a backyard in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Yeah, Sam, take a look at that. According to National Geographic, 2-headed snakes form the same as conjoined twins. And if it survives, it will likely be placed in an educational facility.
That's gross.
Gross.
All right, Jordan. I know we saw a quick glance at the 7-day earlier, but if you can give us a quick look again what to expect this week.
Yeah, again, we have that cold front coming in. That's going to be coming in tomorrow. There's a chance for rain on Wednesday. It's really late Tuesday, Wednesday throughout the day. But then look at that. 51 degrees Thursday morning.
Wow,
That's the coldest we've been all summer. And it's going to feel pretty chilly, so make sure you've got the jacket ready because it's going to feel chilly. But the good news is after that, pleasant conditions as we go in towards the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.